Hello everybody. We're going to begin our discussion of statistics for evidence-based practice at the very beginning with a brief overview that I like to call the what and why of statistics for advanced practice RNs. Following this lecture, students should be able to discuss the rationale for advanced statistical preparation in nursing, compare and contrast statistics and mathematics, and explain why quantitative literacy is a professional responsibility for advanced practice nurses. When discussing statistics for advanced practice nurses, we first need to start with the what of statistics. Many individuals view statistics as complex mathematical computations in data crunching. And while the formulas behind statistical analysis do involve complex mathematical calculations, statistics itself as a discipline and a practice is not computing the data, but rather analyzing the data. So instead of long drawn-out formulas, I encourage you to think of statistics more as interpreting trends and identifying significant changes within the data, and then using the appropriate tests and tools to analyze the relevance of these trends and changes in data. To understand the function of statistics, you really need to understand there are two types of mathematics, pure mathematics and applied mathematics. Pure mathematics involves the disciplines of algebra and calculus. Pure mathematics focuses on abstract, theoretical, and inherent beauty of numbers. In contrast, applied mathematics, such as the discipline of statistics, is an investigative problem-solving and decision-making process that is based on the application of mathematical tools and techniques. Simply stated, the pure mathematics, the algebra, the calculus, those are the mathematics we use to compute the data and crunch the numbers. The applied mathematics, such as statistics, analyzes the data and provides practical application to solve real-world problems. Therefore, nurses, even advanced practice nurses, do not need to really know, memorize, understand, or calculate the formulas underlying the data computation of statistical analysis, unless it's something you're interested in. But we have programs, technology, statisticians, and data analysts who do these computations for us. As a nurse, especially as an advanced practice nurse, what you will be held accountable to is being able to analyze the computed data to solve real-world problems. You need to know what data to collect, how to collect the data, how to interpret the results of the data so that you can make the most appropriate changes or lack of changes to clinical practice. I recognize you may not yet be convinced that nurses need statistics, so let me continue. Nursing has evolved into a profession within the sciences. One of the key attributes of the profession is being grounded in a constantly growing systematic body of knowledge derived from scientific research and clinical practice specific to nursing. Technology is evolving rapidly. Medical and public health data are becoming both increasingly complex and available. However, simply because the data or technology exists does not mean a practice change is always the best choice for our patients. Integration of new technology and system improvement should be grounded in quantitative evidence, which necessitates an understanding of statistical methods. Quantitative evidence comes from statistical analysis. Statistical knowledge then supports nurses' quantitative literacy, or the ability to read and understand quantitative literature. Strong quantitative literacy is necessary to fulfill nurses' professional responsibilities across educational levels, roles, and settings. Nurse leaders and nurse practitioners have a responsibility to translate research evidence into clinical practice. Nurse educators have a responsibility to understand how statistics are used by nurses for evidence-based practice in order to teach content with relevance for nursing students' future clinical roles. In short, evidence-based practice and system improvement are not possible if nurses do not understand the statistics employed in generating evidence. Furthermore, the American Association of Colleges of Nursing Essentials for Nursing Education outlines the core competencies and expectations for academic preparation for professional nursing practice at both entry and advanced levels. The essentials include 10 domains, and each domain has specific but separate competencies and subcompetencies for entry-level and advanced-level nursing. The table above provides a consolidated summary of the domains that most heavily integrate statistical concepts for advanced-level nursing practice. While statistics is not explicitly listed as a standalone domain, statistical principles are embedded within the subcompetencies of multiple domains at both the entry and advanced levels. Entry-level nurses are expected to have a strong understanding of statistics. Advanced-level nurses are expected to not only understand statistics, but be able to apply statistical concepts. In order to meet subcompetencies in multiple domains, as can be seen in the table above, advanced-level nurses must possess the ability to collect, analyze, interpret, and use data, which relies heavily on these statistical principles. I challenge and encourage you to review the essentials for yourself, both to gain a more robust understanding of the expectations of you upon graduating with an advanced level nursing degree, but also to help you gain an appreciation for the interconnectedness between nursing, evidence-based practice, statistics, and the delivery of high-quality patient care. If for no other reason, advanced practice nurses need to have an understanding of statistics because, as my grandfather used to say, you can't believe everything you see in print. Inaccuracies and reporting errors do exist in professional publications. Despite the growing emphasis on reporting statistical results in an appropriate and accurate manner, inaccuracies and simplistic reporting still occur in health research papers. Multiple studies over the years have attempted to document the quality-related issues in the use and reporting of statistical techniques in healthcare literature, and specifically nursing literature. Findings have consistently concluded that nursing literature involves improper descriptions of data, inadequate descriptions of statistical tests, inappropriate use of statistical tests, improper interpretation of statistical analysis, and the consistent failure to use, report, or interpret inferential statistics. One article even suggested that about 75% of all published healthcare research has an error in statistical analysis. Because a wide variety of statistical methods are commonly used in healthcare, advanced practice nurses need to be well-versed in statistical methodology. Understanding basic statistics can help identify misreported statistical analysis as well as avoid misinterpretation of properly reported statistics. Nurses have a responsibility both to provide accurate reporting in publications and to critically analyze and appraise any reported statistical analysis before advocating for practice change. The application and analysis of statistics is an integral component of the profession of nursing and dates all the way back to the Crimean War and Florence Nightingale. I leave you with one final thought. To understand God's thoughts, we must study statistics, for these are the measure of His purpose. Florence Nightingale.